Ask any question you want, even if it's a stupid question, ask it, because a stupid question isn't a stupid question if you don't know the answer, is it? Boom! Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Hope you're well and dandy. Oh, look at that, it's a bit of an angle. Got an MP9 on the bench. Why have I got an MP9 on the bench? Well, I keep getting messages saying, oh, I've got an MP9, but I can't get it to start. And other messages, other people saying, oh, I've got a Nitro car, but I can't get it to start. So, can I do a video on how to start a Nitro car? So yes, I can. Here we are, one MP9 on the bench, and also all the things that I'm going to tell you in this little small teeny tiny video are going to be across the board for all Nitro engines, because they're pretty much all the same. You know, and obviously I can't make a video showing all of them because I don't have all of them. I'd love to have every single Nitro car there is out there. Oh, mate, that would be the nuts. I'd just be like, what one should I use today? Oh, I know. I'll have this one, and then I'll have that one. Oh, it'd be the nuts. Now, I've got to clean that air filter. Look at that. Right. So this is Kyosho MP9. My favourite RC car. In fact, my favourite Nitro car. Just, it's fantastic. I like it a lot. Now, the reasons why your engine might not be starting is, there's many reasons. Many reasons, as I explained to everybody. But let's have a look at some of the main reasons and the most common reasons why. I think we'll probably start with the fuel. Alright? Let's have a bit of a zoom. I'll try and keep you on the tripod because that way I've got two hands. But as you can see, right, kind of in there still, you got your line. Oh no, we have to go out. So we have to go out. There you go. Your line that comes from your exhaust goes into your tank here, right? Goes round there, goes into the exhaust, right? That's the one that creates the pressure in your tank, because your tank, your exhaust system and your tank are like a fuel pump that you'd get on a actual diesel or petrol car. So the fumes come out of the engine, go into the exhaust, and most of them come out of the little hole out there. Some of them go in this little thing, go through the pipe and pressurise the tank, and they push the fuel through into the engine. So it's a pump. It's a way of pumping fuel into the engine, way of convection. I'm just explaining how it works so you can understand how it works. And then you've got another pipe. How can we see it? There you go, another pipe. Comes out the back, in this case, of the tank, and then goes up into the carb. Now, some are different. Some, they come out the bottom of the tank, which is a better idea, but it is how it works. It comes out the bottom of the tank, some out the side of the tank, some out the top of the tank, with a little thing that goes in and goes up. Whatever. You know, you've got to distinguish the two different pipes and what they do. So they're very easy to distinguish, because one comes from the exhaust and goes to the tank, and the other one comes from the tank and goes to the carburetor. Very easy to distinguish, because I've seen people blowing, taking this one off and blowing back into the tank, thinking they're priming their engine, but they're not. You're doing the reverse. You're pushing fuel. Well, you're not going to push fuel anyway, because there's no way fuel can get up into that one, but you're just pushing air through your exhaust. That's what you're doing. Right, so you might have a bit of a fuel blockage, or not any fuel at all, common. So all you got to do, there's several methods you can do to prime your engine. You can put your finger over the exhaust, like that, and you turn the engine over. Whether it's with the pull start, doesn't matter, or if you've got a starter box, just put it on the starter box, put your finger over the exhaust like that, push on the starter box, and you should hopefully have primed some of the engine a little bit. If you've got a roto start, stick your roto start in the engine, put your finger over the exhaust. It's better if you've got the throttle open as well, by the way. So if you've got enough hands, have the throttle wide open on your transmitter, I haven't got a transmitter nearby. But just pull the throttle right wide open, and that way you'll get more air going through your engine. Yeah, because some people do it with the throttle closed, okay? You're going to get less air going through the engine. You're going to get less air going through your exhaust. If you've got the throttle wide open, this engine is essentially a pump. The piston is a pump. It's pumping air through the exhaust system, and you've got your finger over the exhaust, so the air can't come out of the exhaust. So instead, all of it goes through that pipe, and then goes into the tank and pressurizes it and pushes it into your carburetor. Okay? Hopefully that has explained that in a nice little way. So you might have no fuel. So it just primed our engine in your head. Did I tell you the other way? What other way was there? Oh yeah, the other way. My favourite way. Sorry, I skipped ahead of myself there. My favourite way of priming an engine, and it's the way that I always use, apart from a few occasions where I can't get to it. But in this case, it's easy to get to. You simply, I say it's easy to get to, and it's not going to be easy to get to now, because the world is gay. Right. There you go. Now it's easy to get to. Take off the little pipe that goes to the exhaust. See, got that in my hand like that. And you go on that one and you blow on it. With your mouth, you blow on that. Okay? And it does what I've just explained, putting your finger over the exhaust does, but it's just a lot quicker, a lot less fanning around, turning your engine over. You just let you pull that off. Quick blow down there. You can see the fuel go up, and there you go, you're primed. You quickly stick that back on again. And there we go. A lot of people prefer to do the finger over the exhaust method. I prefer to blow down the pipe. Job done, finished, go home, have a barbecue, relax, have a couple of beers, and that's that. Anyway, the next reason why it might not be starting, and I'm going to take it apart and show you this, is your glow plug might be a bit gay. I mean, it might just not be working. So let's go and take it apart, and I'll show you how to test it. What a lovely day it is anyway. It's a Sunday morning now. I'm filming this Sunday morning. I mean, I've been awake for a while, and everybody else was still in bed. Kids are asleep still. What's the time? I've got watch on. It's 11 minutes past 8. Kids are still asleep in bed, both of them. The wife was still asleep in her, and couldn't get up to no hanky-panky because one of the kids was in our bed. So I thought, I'll just get up. And so I thought, I'll come out here and have a little play around. So anyway, if you want to test your glow plug to make sure that it is working, because a lot of the time that's the problem. People have got a fully charged glow starter, and they've got fuel to their engine, and because this is fully charged, they're assuming that's all they got to do. But it ain't, my friends, it ain't. They're going, it's not starting, it's not starting. I've got all my fuel going in. I've got a fully charged glow starter, but it's not starting. What do I do? Well, your plug might not be working, my friends. So you've got to take it out. There you go, take it out like that. Okay? Get it like that. Make sure you keep the little copper washer in there. Don't lose that. Sometimes it might come out on the plug. Sometimes it might stay in there like it has this time. But you've got to take it like that. And this is where my glow starter is going to prove to be flat, I bet. Yes, I thought so. Pretty typical. Pick a flat one. Alright, how about this one? There you go. And you get it like that. Hold on, we've got to get it in focus. If it ain't going to be in focus, ain't no point in doing it. Come on. There we go. So you put it in the end. And you see it glow. If it glows like that, all of it, nice and hot, all of it is perfect. Sometimes you might only get, you see there's a little spring filament in there, like a glow plug on it. Well, it's not like a glow plug on a diesel car, it's completely different, but you can't see all the way down into it. But there's that little spring that you see on the top, goes all the way in. Sometimes only the bottom half inside will glow and the top half won't. Your glow plug is dead, it's worn out, you need a new one. So that ain't going to work as effectively as, the whole lot of it's supposed to be glowing, okay? And you put it back in, make sure you keep the O-ring nut. Typical, absolutely typical. Make sure you keep the O-ring nice. The copper ring. Don't lose that. And make sure it's in the right place. And we'll get there eventually. 10 years later, once I eventually get there, we go. Now we're in. So once you know that your glow plug, you've got fuel to your engine, okay? You got that. Your glow plug is working. You've taken it out. You've tested it. It lights up. Should now start. But what if it's not? What if it's not starting now? And there's some more reasons why it might not be starting, and they're more complicated reasons. There's one more reason that ain't complicated I'm going to go into, but the other ones I'll tell you about, but I'm not going to take it apart and show you, because there's a more complicated reason, and it's an actual problem with your engine that you're going to have to take apart and rectify. But the next reason why it might not be starting, so you got your fuel, you know your glow plug is lit, but it ain't starting. You're pulling on it like a mad person. You're pulling on that pull start, or you've got your roto start, or you've got your starter box, and it ain't starting. But it's getting a bit jammed. It's going, or you're pulling on it, it's going. You've now flooded it because you're a dickhead, right? You've flooded it now. You've gone too far. You're fanning around too much. You're panicking too much. You've flooded it. So now what you got to do? You're going to take out that glow. Well, actually, this is controversial because I've had people say to me, "That's a waste of time. You can't do it like that." But in the past, if I'm too lazy to take the glow plug out, simply, see, you got your exhaust here. You're here, yeah? This is your engine, obviously. This is your exhaust, right? If you can just sort of pull that, so it's on the bottom, the piston is not on top dead centre. The piston is on its bottom stroke, all the way at the bottom. You can tip it like that, and all the fuel that's inside that cylinder will come out the exhaust. Then you can tip it round like that and get it so it runs through the exhaust, and it will run out the exhaust like that. You might have to sort of pull it a few times just to blow it out. You've effectively partially unflooded it. And I do this loads of times if I ever flood the engine. Of course I do. Everybody does. And me, I'm just a dickhead, you know. I've only been doing this for about 18 years, and I'm still a dickhead because, well, I am. You know, everybody floods an engine. It's nothing to be ashamed of. So, you know, and that fuel runs out, and then you can get it going, and once it gets going, it blows the rest out. But the real way, the proper way, and the effective way is to simply take out the glow plug like that, take it out, undo it all. Right. Oh look, you know, the washers come with it this time. There you go, friendly little washer. He's a nice one, isn't he? I like him. Right, put him there, and then you just pull it. Now this can get a bit messy. Some people, I just put it like that. But some people, they tip it on its side, tip it upside down, let a bit come out, and then pull it while it's upside down. Pull the engine while it's upside down. Yeah, whatever. Just got that. Just got that. There you go. Job done. That's job done. It's all going to spray out like that. It's going to go everywhere. It's going to go in your eyes. It's going to go up your nose, in your mouth, whatever. Your engine's unflooded. Get your glow plug again while you've got it out, because if you flood an engine, you can damage a glow plug. I mean, I went famously, I went for about, how long was it? Since I was about 14 years old till I was about 20. Well, actually, it's still got it in it. So until I'm 30. So however many years that is, my Savage, HPI Savage, has got exactly the same glow plug in it as it came with when it was brand spanking new in 2004. And we're in 2021 now. It's still got the same glow plug in it, and it still works. So there you go. Everyone's going, a glow plug only lasts 6 months. Yep. However many years that was, I've still got it. While you got the glow plug out, just test it, put it back in your glow starter, make sure it still works. Get it back again. Stick it back in the hole. Do it up. Make sure your O-ring's in the right place. Yep. Do it up. Ah, someone said to me, how do I know how tight it's got to be? Right, you don't want to over tighten it. If you've got a new glow plug with a new washer, you'll feel it start to squash. Okay, you should probably replace the washer each time you take the glow plug out. But who the fuck's gonna do that? What a dickhead. Anyway, you just do it till you feel it go a bit tight, and then go like that. Done. Don't go like that, because all you do is strip the threads out, and you'll make it tight. And don't forget, when the engine gets hot, the threads and everything is going to expand, and it is possible that as it gets hot, it will then crack, and then you'll be fucked. So don't do that. So now you've unflooded it, it should start. You shouldn't have to re-prime it, but in some cases you might have to. It's just every situation is different. You have to look at your little line, and you go, oh look, there's no nitro fuel in that line, better prime it again. Or you look at it and go, fucking hell, it's full up. Don't worry about it. Let's go. Job done. Any more reasons why it might not start? Let's have a think. Well, I've seen one recently. Somebody sent me a video on, I think it was on Instagram. They sent me a DM and it had a video in it. I think it was Instagram. If it wasn't, and the person's watching, it wasn't Instagram, sorry. I can't remember who the person was either, but somebody sent me a video. They can't start their nitro engine. There seems to be some fuel going out somewhere. I was like, right, I had to look at the video, and the fuel was coming out from underneath the head, yeah? Underneath the heatsink, underneath the head, whatever you want to call it. Now, underneath there is, sometimes there's a little O-ring, sometimes there ain't. Some engine manufacturers use one, some engine manufacturers don't. There's a button, what the glow plug screws into, and there's 4 bolts, as you can see there. You can see the cutouts, 1, 2, 3, and 4. They can come loose. You're supposed to check those after every run. It is wise to, because once you run it with them loose, you blow out any seal around there, and you've got to take it all off and reseal it all anyway. That can be loose, and if that's loose, you're losing your compression. If you lose your compression, you ain't going to have no running engine. An engine needs compression to run. And also you lose all your fuel coming out there as well, because instead of being combusted, the fuel's just squirting straight out. So that's something to check. And as I say, the heads can crack because they're getting very hot, and they're getting very cold, and getting very hot, and there's so much vibrations and the RPMs and everything like that. They can crack. You lose your compression. You can have a hairline crack where you lose enough compression, it ain't enough to start. You know, it's a minefield. Engines, not nitro engines. All engines are the same. Petrol, diesel, nitro. Any engine that is an internal combustion engine has the same issues that it can run across. They all need fuel. They all need air. But with a nitro engine, you're not going to run across an air problem for starting, I wouldn't have thought. Shouldn't be unless it's completely blocked. But if it's completely blocked, you've got a bit of a problem. Anyway, they all need fuel, they need air, they need compression, and petrol engines need a spark, and diesel engines, they don't need none of that. They don't need a spark, they don't need a glow plug, fuck all. Nitro engines need a glow plug. That's it. Diesel and nitro engines need a bit of heat to get going. A flash point of diesel is about plus 50 degrees Celsius. I don't know what nitro flash point is, I've completely forgotten. But petrol is like minus 50. Yeah, that can just go off at minus 50. Bang, there you go. I can't think of any more reasons. I can't think of any more things, in fact, that I could add into this why won't my nitro engine start video. At the moment, as far as I can think, I've covered it all. We've covered fuel. I've told you how to prime. I've told you what to look for. You've got to look for the fuel going up into the carb. Well, obviously, there is other things. I mean, you might have a blockage in the carb. You might have a blockage in the fuel. I'm assuming that you've got some kind of brain cell, and if you're trying to prime your engine, and the fuel's just not going in. When you blow down this pipe, it should be free to blow. You see what I mean, right? It should. If you're trying to blow down there and there's nothing happening, yeah, it just won't let you blow down it. You've got a block. I'm assuming that you lot can understand that, and you know there's a problem with the pipes and with the tank. Yeah, the way that you can see if the blockage is in the tank or in the carb, because it could be blocked in the carb, is if you take off the line what goes onto your carb, alright, and have that like that, and then you get the line, oh, fucking dropped it now. Ah, there we go. You get the line, right, and you blow down the one that goes from the exhaust, and then you should get fuel come out of the one that would go into the carb, yeah? That should blow out there freely. You should get a little stream of fuel come out, okay? Then you know that you've got no blockages in the tank, no blockages in the line. If you put this back on, put it back on here. See, this is, a lot of people get annoyed at this, right? Because it's fiddly. And a lot of people haven't got the patience. All they want it to do is to run, and then off they go. They can have fun with it. But they don't understand that a nitro car is fiddly. That's what it is. That is the nature of it. So fucking get used to it, dickhead. Right. Now you've blown all that out, try blowing through it again just to get it into the carb. If it's still stiff, it won't blow. You've got a blockage in the carburetor, you've got to take it off, clean it out. That's a different video because that's the whole video in itself. Even though that is easy, but I'm just saying this is a starting video. This is how to start your engine. This isn't how to clean a carburetor. Right, so we've assumed that you've got some common sense and you've realised that there might be a blockage somewhere. But if that all goes through and you blow into there and it's easy to blow the fuel through and there's nothing, then you're going to have to move on to the other things I've told you about. It is easy when you know how, okay? It's easy when you know how, which is why I'm explaining it as easy as I can. Not because I think it's stupid, but because you just need to be told how to do it. So, yeah, there we go. If anybody's got any comments or any more questions, don't ask any question you want. Even if it's a stupid question, ask it. Because a stupid question isn't a stupid question if you don't know the answer, is it? Some people might be like, that's a fucking stupid question you've asked there. Because they know the answer, okay? So they're going to say it's a stupid question because they know, but you don't know the answer, so it's not a stupid question, okay? Ask any question you want in the comment to this video, or any video you want to ask it in, but this video, and then I can read them, and then I can make other videos answering the questions and helping more people and explaining more things. Because, you know, I'll get you going. If you've got any trouble with your engine, I'll get it going. Don't worry about that. We'll get it going together. I'll see you on the next one, you lot. And I've still got to do the video series about starting them all up because I never managed to complete it all, did I? I asked you what ones you wanted me to start. You told me the FTX Carnage and I didn't do it because I didn't have time. And now I'm spending my time telling you how to start yours. Oh, it's crazy. See you later. Oh, see you later, you lot. Burped in the middle of a sentence there. See you later, you lot. All the best. And enjoy yourselves because that is what life is all about.